This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. The one and only Apefather on the recliner. Wow! I want to tell you a story. This actually was something that people on, my haters, in the AMC community broke my balls about. But I actually think it's something to be very, very proud of. It's funny that they're taking something that I think is very positive, very inspirational, and very amazing, but they're only looking at the bad side. Okay. So I don't exactly know how old I was, whatever. I think I was like 30 or something like that. Um, I was reading the book, The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. Okay. And how he was just talking about how you could do things without using your own money, like big real estate deals. And I started believing it. I'm like, this is possible. This could happen. This could, Donald Trump, listen, he came from a family that was like his father, Fred Trump, was already a multi billionaire. I mean, the truth is, I don't, listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to get political. But the truth is that Donald Trump really is not a self-made man. I know he comes across like he is, but his father, Fred Trump, this is the truth, co-signed everything for him. Like, when he got started and he got the option on the Pennsylvania Railroad yards, which ultimately, turned into the convention center in New York City. The, not only that, he had an option on the Commodore Hotel that turned into the Hyatt, the Grand Hyatt. His father helped him. He even co-signed on Trump Tower. So it was like Donald had ambition. Donald had drive, but he also had a lot of backing. His father introduced him to the mayor, which was Mayor. I think it was Mayor. Was it Bean? I think it was. Anyway, you got to look it up. This was the '70s. I can't think. I think it was Mayor Beam or something of that. But anyway, I could be wrong. This is 1970s. I wasn't. I was born in '77. So anyway, getting back. So I was reading the art of the deal, and I said to myself, I could do something. I could pull this off. So I started talking to friends. I started talking to family, and we actually purchased 110 acres, okay, of land in Saint Croix, the Virgin Islands, that was zoned for a casino hotel. It was already zoned. In other words, you didn't have to get approval. It was zoned. It had all this ocean frontage. It was amazing. I mean, this thing would have been like beautiful. So I was able to purchase the land. There was a mortgage on it, obviously. We just put down like whatever it was, 15%. I don't know. It was many years ago, but we purchased the land. Okay. Now, I had to get somebody who had the big bucks. I can't mention his name because I would need to get permission. But I was introduced to one of Florida's biggest developers. Like, now this guy was like Donald Trump of Florida. I mean, the guy was worth tons of money, $300, $400 million. I went down to Florida. I met with him. I mean, this guy, you want to hear the dream life? So he owned this whole big, gigantic skyscraper. His garage, there was like something like 20 cars. Like, I'm talking every car was like a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, Jaguar, Bentley. So when I went down there, I said, "Oh, what is this? All your I guess your vice president, your executives' cars?" He goes, "No, these are all my cars." He goes, "Which one you want to take? I'm taking you out for lunch." So I was just like, wow. I was like, "Can we take the Bentley?" He goes, "Absolutely." So takes the Bentley. He takes me out for this delicious, beautiful lunch. And I never forget, he pulls out the American Express Black Card. I've never seen any of like in my whole life. Like, I don't know if you know what the Black Card is, the American Express Black Card. It's unlimited limit. So you could buy the Empire State Building with this thing. It doesn't matter what you buy. You can buy like Jeff Bezos's yacht for $400 million. You could just throw the Black Card down and buy it. So the guy had a Black Card. Not too many people have this in America. It's a very small percentage. It's a very select elite group of very, very wealthy well-to-do, rich, business people. So anyway, he buys me the lunch. I told him all about the project. I said to him, listen, I know that you're really a Miami developer. That was his main spot. I said, but Saint Croix is wide open right now. Okay, we can make this a major tourist attraction. We can make this casino amazing. So you know something? He was all for it. He said, "What do you think you need?" I'm like, "Well, I'm estimating about 50 to 75 million because I was talking to some architects and developers and all of that stuff." And he's like, "I'm in." Okay, so I just want you to understand. Like, I was a young guy. I actually was able to buy 110 acres of oceanfront land. I convinced one of Florida's richest business people, right, businessmen, to go into a venture with me. So he flies into Saint Croix. I was on his private jet. It was one of those corporate jets. We're drinking, champagne. He arranges for. We actually first went to San Juan, Puerto Rico, which is only 30 minutes away from Saint Croix. He had to meet someone there. There's a business arrangement. He arranges a whole floor like I had, like it was a suite. I had a swimming pool. It was like right outside my suite. I had a swimming pool. It was like I had my own swimming pool. So he loved me. This guy. He gave me a $50,000 margin. Now this was at the Ritz Carlton in San Juan, so I could gamble. He says, just don't worry about it. Whatever it is, I'll pick it up. So can you imagine? I went to the cashier at the casino, and she's like, "Mr. Lavoie, yes, we have you set up for a $50,000 margin." Like this was just play money for me. You understand? Of course, I ate like a king, steaks, everything. Forget about it. Okay, so we fly into St. Croix. I show him the land. He loves it. He's in. Okay. Now the mistake that I made, what are you going to do? I was young. I should have got him to sign a contract. I was doing all of this just based on his word. So he flies back to Miami. I'm thinking I'm celebrating like I'm a millionaire. I'm in my suite. I'm dancing. I'm drinking. I'm like, Yahoo! I'm like so psyched up. Long story short, his lawyers talked him out of it. That's it. They were like, look, stick to Miami. That's it. Forget about this ghost town, St. Croix. Because the thing was, it really wasn't a very popular destination as of that time. It really wasn't. And the lawyers just said it's not worth it. You're doing so well with Florida. So he canceled. Now, when he canceled, there was like no point. It was over. It was like I can't afford the mortgage. I couldn't, I couldn't obviously develop this. I didn't have 50, 75 million. So I winded up selling the land, paying back, my friends and family. Everybody got their money back. But you know what? See, that's that thing where we got that cease and desist order, like, with the SEC. I was promoting this besides, to this big Florida development. I was presenting this to investors. One of them was from Pittsburgh. And I didn't understand that you had to have something called a broker dealer. You had to be a broker dealer with the SEC. You had to be registered. We weren't registered. So they sent us, it was like nothing. I didn't even get fined. They sent me a cease and desist order just saying, you're not a broker dealer. You're not registered. Stop what you're doing. Maybe that was another reason why he got out of it. I don't know. He didn't want to go through this whole process. But the long story short is no harm, no foul, right? Everybody got their money back. I lived like a millionaire. Like, and I was like young. Like, who else could say? Who else could say that you went to the Ritz Carlton, right? Think about this. You had a whole floor. Okay. I had a $50,000 margin to gamble. I'm flying on corporate jets like a billionaire, drinking champagne. Okay. I lived like a millionaire. Okay, so you don't know a lot of things about the Apefather. I at least have the balls to always do things, to always try. I have no regrets. I have no regrets in my life because I always go for it. I'm like Nike, just do it. I try. Same thing with AMC. Look, I went all in, 185,000. Am I down 150K? Yes. But remember, it's not over, baby. It's not over. until the fat lady sings. I know I'm sorry if I offend anybody with that. Okay, because I'm not too skinny. Or how about you want me to say the fat man sings? How about that? It's not over yet, baby. I believe that we're going to fly. I believe we're going to squeeze. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not giving financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. But I just wanted to share one of my very ambitious, projects. I've done so much of my life. I want to share it all with you. I've done a lot of stuff. Like I told you, I had an office at 21 years old. I had an office in the Empire State Building. I had guys that were like these successful lawyers. They were looking at me like, "How are you here?" I was like 21 years old. And you know what's funny? When I had the office in the Empire State Building, what was it? What was it? Fuji. The what was it? Fubu, Fuji. I'm thinking of food. I'm thinking of Japanese food. Fubu. Fubu, they have the clothing line, and they were just starting off. They were right next to me. Isn't that amazing? This is before, they became huge. They were right next to me, and they knew me. I lived a very interesting life, I really did. I've done a lot of things that most people haven't done, and that's just the way I roll, baby. And that's the way I'm going to continue to live. And I'm going to always aim for the impossible. Like to upload a million videos, probably impossible, right? But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to keep going and going. I want to be famous because I want to be the person to speak for you. I know this corruption is killing all of you. I know it is. And I want to end it. And believe me, if you put me in front of those cameras, if you gave me the opportunities that Matt Cause and Trey had, oh man, it would be a whole different outcome if I was the one talking to the media. But I have to figure out a way to get known. I gotta get big. I gotta get famous right now because right now I'm like unknown. I gotta keep doing this. I gotta do something, like monumental. Maybe if I make the most videos out of everyone on YouTube, that might get me the media attention I need. So don't think it's all just greedy for myself. My priorities are my family and my ape family. Remember that. I'm here for you. And I think one day I'm really going to prove it to you. You're going to see it. Because if I make it, you make it. AMC to Pluto.